Hi, I'm Dave, and I know wrestling. Do you want a wrestler who's related to Snoop Dogg? Do you want a wrestler that isn't a total diva? And do you want yet another wrestler who's had enough of working for WWE? Take a number already, would you? Then allow me to introduce to you my client for Dave Knows Wrestling's honest promos, Mercedes envious of other wrestlers, the legit botch, Mercedes Kaesner Bernardo Ton, or Sasha Banks. Behold, a wrestler so petite that she can't help but keep slipping out of her outfit with wardrobe malfunctions. Hey, you gotta keep those raw sensors on their toes somehow. Speaking of keeping people on their toes, that might be as far as Mercedes can take some wrestlers, since her frail frame does make it a little bit difficult for her to lift many of her opponents. And while we're at it, it's also a good thing that she held back on doing that double knees in the corner moves. Since she's so light, I actually think she bounces off more times than she crashes through. But ignore her botches, because it's not like any of that leads to injury or anything. Oh yeah, right, except for the times when it does, because she takes bumps like someone 3 times her size. Oh, and also let's forget about that thing that happened with Paige. And when you stop to think about it, it could very well be all of these past injuries that have kept Mercedes from holding onto the Raw Women's title for more than a month at a time, not even getting a single successful title defense on Raw TV. Although, to be fair, it's not like she was booked all that well from her start on the main roster to begin with. Anybody remember Team B.A.D? No, me neither. More like best a disappointment, am I right? But just relax, all of you Mercedes fans, because I know you have to be pretty protective of her. However, let me just remind you that if you are one of her fans, sometimes it's best to never meet your heroes, especially at the airport, you filthy stalkers. But if you really do like Sasha Banks, hopefully you got your fix of her while you still could. Because like a child in trouble, WWE sent her home to her room to think things over. So as it turns out, you might have already seen Mercedes as Sasha Banks for the very last time, which isn't really that bad of a thing since I think Mercedes KV is a much cooler name anyway. And if she does wind up going to AEW or wherever the magic is, I think it's pretty weird that she decided to do so while Ronda Rousey's gone, because right now would probably be her best chance to get a push on Raw. You probably should have timed that one a little bit better. But I know, when it comes to the possibility of Mercedes quitting, there are some people out there who would say that she's just being a crybaby and she should just suck it up and do whatever she's told. But should we be at all concerned that people are actually advising to use the Nuremberg defense when it comes to dealing with Vince McMahon? In the end, if you want a wrestler who lost the first ever women's pay-per-view main event in her hometown, a wrestler whose friendship with Bayley only makes sense if you've never watched NXT, and a wrestler who probably should have won a Money in the Bank just out of general principle, then allow me to introduce to you my client for Dave Knows Wrestling's honest promos, Sasha Banks, the Let's Quit boss, jobbing was the case that they gave her, Mercedes Kaesner Bernardo Ton, or Sasha Banks. So she may be the legit boss and all, but unlike MC Hammer, she's apparently not too legit to quit.